In 2 Corinthians chapter 9, Paul says this, "Now this I say, he who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and he who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Each one must do as he has purposed in his heart, not grudgingly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that always having all sufficiency in everything, you may have an abundance for every good deed." Now, obviously, in that passage, Paul is talking about the sacrifice of giving, or the blessing of giving, the grace of giving. And he's been talking about the fact that God provides, but the provision is for a purpose. And in that last verse, he said that you would have sufficiency in everything. God's able to provide. His grace is enough. Christ is sufficient, so that we would have sufficiency in everything. But then he says, so that you may have an abundance for every good deed. And I will confess that when I have an abundance, my first thought is not, what good deed can I do with my abundance? Often my first thought, and I'm guessing that a lot of you are like me, is, what can I do for me or my family with that abundance? Do I need a bigger house? Do I need a better car? Do I need more clothes? Do I need new furniture? Do I need a remodel? All of those things might be more on my mind when I think, oh, I have an abundance. And no, those things aren't wrong in and of themselves. When Paul was writing to Timothy, he says that God has given us all things richly to enjoy. But I think we have to maybe change or shift our perspective, so that our first thought when we have an abundance is not us, but our first thought is, what might God want me to do with this? What good deed might God have given me this abundance for? I believe when we use our resources, that what the Bible teaches is balance, that we can enjoy things. We can get a new car even though our old car is still running. We can have more than one outfit to wear. We can have extra special food that we enjoy. I don't think those things are wrong in and of themselves. I think where the problem comes in is when we don't even stop to consider what God's purposes are for our resources. So I would encourage you today, and especially as we're entering this season where we might be spending a lot of money giving gifts to one another, that we would consider, if I have this abundance, what good deed might I do? What might God have given me this for? He's sufficient. He is able to make all grace abound, so that we have enough. But he gives us more. And the question then becomes, how do we honor him with the more that he has given us?